Okay, let's unpack this. You've handed us a fascinating stack of sources,
Yeah.
all about Trincomalee, Sri Lanka, this beautiful coastal city on the East Coast.
Right.
We know it for its beaches, history, marine life.
Yeah.
It's definitely, growing as a tourist spot.
For sure.
But the mission today isn't really about the daytime sights. It's about what happens when the sun dips below the horizon.
Uh-huh.
We're taking a deep dive into your articles, reviews, descriptions to understand Trincomalee's evening scene. What's it really like after dark?
Exactly. And what these sources immediately tell us, I think, is that Trincomalee isn't trying to be like Ibiza or something.
Right, not a major party destination.
No, it offers something much more specific and, maybe unique. We're seeing a picture of serene beachside relaxation mixed with more curated hotel experiences.
Okay.
And some genuinely authentic local spots, too.
So the goal here is to pull out the absolute core insights from only this material you've given us.
Yeah.
Think of it as getting the essential character of Trincomalee's evenings without having to wade through everything yourself. You want to be quickly and thoroughly informed.
And the first, probably most dominant insight is just how central the natural environment is.
You mean the beach, the ocean views, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. The sources constantly highlight beachfront locations, incredible views, the feeling of being right on the sand.
So it's not just a nice backdrop.
No, the material suggests it's an active part of the atmosphere. It's what fosters those chilled and laid-back vibes mentioned over and over again.
Ah, okay. So it shapes your entire expectation of an evening out. It's going to be serene, picturesque, probably more focused on conversation and just soaking it all in rather than, loud music and dancing necessarily.
Precisely. The evening scene seems to have really evolved around that primary asset, the beautiful coastline. It fundamentally shifts what nightlife means here based on these sources.
Let's look at some examples from your sources that really live this. Fernando's Bar is one that comes up quite a bit.
Yeah, Fernando's.
It's right there in Alice Garden, 12 Alice Garden Road. And the big takeaway seems to be that chilled atmosphere and good music.
Yes, Fernando's sounds like a real anchor for those beachfront evenings. It's versatile good from lunch right through to the evening, maybe even late night.
And who goes there mostly?
It seems to cater primarily to foreign tourists. The sources mention an extensive menu and cocktails, and it's specifically called out for its beautiful beach views.
Right.
Service gets consistently praised, too, with specific mentions like someone named Sheehan being excellent and friendly.
Okay, good service, good views. What about cost?
Seems drinks are generally reasonably priced, though the food can be a bit pricey. And there's this cafe on the 18th inside, too, offering different cuisines, even coffee and pancakes. So it's more than just a bar.
Yeah, it sounds quite comprehensive for a beachfront spot.
Then over in Nilaweli, you've got That's Why Cafe and Beach Bar. The description is just great. Cool music, even cooler drinks, and the sandiest of beaches.
Sandiest of beaches.
Ah.
I like that. That really paints a picture. And the drinks get high praise.
Consistently. Absolutely amazing cocktails. Some say the best in the area.
Wow.
And the food, especially the scrumptious seafood, crabs and fish mentioned specifically, that reinforces the whole coastal thing.
Makes sense.
Reviews highlight super friendly staff and amazing food, so it sounds like it delivers on that laid-back, idyllic promise. Plus, it has a private beach area.
And did the sources mention something really unusual there? Like a hot spring?
Yes. A hot spring bath option at a beach bar.
That's wild. Definitely not something you expect.
It really highlights how these places sometimes integrate with the local setting in surprising ways.
So true. What else in Nilaweli?
Also there, the Nilaweli Beach Bar and Restaurant is noted for having the best cocktails in the area. Again, drinks and location are key.
Right on the sand.
Yep, directly on the sand, laid-back vibe, ideal for large groups. And it mentions Indian or traditional Sri Lankan food, specifically good for vegetarians.
Okay, so we're definitely seeing that pattern. Beach location, relaxed feel, good drinks, often fresh local food.
Exactly. Aqua Inn's bar back in Alice Garden seems to add a specific twist. It's called the trendiest spot on the beach.
Trendiest. How so?
Apparently plays great Ibiza chilled style music.
Ah, okay, so a specific musical vibe.
Yeah. Adding that to the chilled beach vibe, you're having a cocktail with breathtaking views, and the sources say wide range of food and drinks for great prices. It sounds attractive, maybe a bit rustic.
And there was that charming detail about seeing, cows and kids playing cricket nearby?
Yeah, that really adds a layer of, authentic local life right next to the tourist scene. It's quite a picture.
It really is. And other beachfront places seem to reinforce this theme, right? Like the French Garden Beach Hotel.
Right. Stunning setting and views, even if the food's just average.
An MRD beach hotel, part of a bigger place.
Yeah, four-star hotel offering a private beach area, pool, all contributing to that relaxed feel.
Okay. Now, what about places that maybe mix locals and tourists more? You mentioned Rathabaram.
Ah, yes, Ratha Barami in Upu Valley, explicitly called a local bar in the sources.
So maybe a different feel from the tourist-focused spots.
Seems likely. It's highlighted as a lively escape and vibrant atmosphere where locals and visitors come together.
A social hub, then?
Exactly, that's the term used, especially at sunset, with laughter and clinking glasses mingling with the gentle lapping of waves. It sounds quite appealing.
What are they serving?
A mix classic cocktails to local brews, so it sort of bridges that gap.
And the staff.
Welcoming, apparently, fostering that sense of community.
That sounds great. And there were others mentioned, like Miranda and Anna Cool Bar.
Yeah, described as cozy or hidden gems, again, with that laid-back atmosphere. They might host events or live music, offering chances to mingle.
And Peace, aptly named.
Seems so. Simply called a serene bar, ideal for a quiet evening with refreshing drinks and stunning coastal views.
And Freeman Restaurant and Bar. That sounded like a mix, too.
Yeah, combining food and drinks, lively ambiance, focusing on rich flavors of Sri Lankan cuisine. Popular with both locals and tourists, apparently.
Okay, so summing up this first category. The evening scene right on the coast is really tied to the environment. Relaxed vibes, amazing views, good drinks, and often a nice blend of local and tourist interaction.
That's a good summary of what the sources suggest for the beachfront.
Now, you mentioned a different kind of experience. The hotel bars and resorts.
Yeah.
What do the sources tell us about those? How do they compare?
Right. This is where we see a move towards potentially more sophisticated or maybe all-encompassing experiences. Many of the places listed as bars are actually located within larger hotels or resorts.
So what does that mean for the evening experience? Is it very different?
Well, it provides a more controlled environment, for one. You often get a wider range of integrated amenities, pools, spas, different dining options, all right there.
So the hotels become kind of evening hubs themselves.
Yeah. Exactly. They curate a specific atmosphere, offer convenience. It probably appeals particularly to guests who want everything in one place, maybe a bit more predictability.
Makes sense, like the Rumhole Bar at Trincomalee by Cinnamon. Sources call that a must visit for a relaxed yet lively setting.
It sounds like it strikes a good balance, yeah. It's within a resort that gets good reviews itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, excellent services.
And the bar itself.
Extensive menu, mesmerizing views of the ocean, and it's noted as an ideal spot for sunset watching.
Sunsets again.
Always the sunsets. And it apparently has a vibrant energy, often featuring live music and themed nights.
Okay, so that points to hotels actively programming entertainment, not just providing a space to drink.
Precisely. Jacob Park Hotel Bar is another example, called one of the best bars in Trincomalee.
What makes it one of the best, according to the sources?
It pairs good food with delicious cocktails and relaxing music, creating a lively and inviting atmosphere.
And they mention the pool area specifically.
Yeah, perfect for grabbing a drink or two with your friends by the pool. Plus, they also host live music performances and occasional DJ nights.
So that reinforces that idea of the hotel as the entertainment center for its guests, and maybe others too.
Exactly. Amarantha Bay Resort Bar sounds like it might be a step up in terms of luxury.
How so?
Described as a high-end resort with top-notch service, the bar is fully stocked. Poolside area is ideal for enjoying drinks in a large group, and they offer exceptional food.
And this is where we first see that word, nightclub, mentioned in the sources, right? For Amarantha Bay.
Yes, and that's a really crucial nuance we need to pull out when understanding Trincomalee's evenings based on this material.
Okay, so what does nightclub mean here?
When sources mention a nightclub in this context, it almost always seems to refer to an integrated entertainment facility within a hotel or a resort. Like at Amarantha Bay or MRD Beach Hotel also mentions it.
So not a standalone club you'd find on the street in, say, Colombo or somewhere.
Exactly. It's not an external venue. It likely means a space within the hotel for DJs, live music, maybe extended hours, primarily aimed at guests or those willing to enter the resort environment.
Okay, that clarifies things a lot. So the nightclub experience mentioned in these sources is really hotel-centric. It's part of the resort package, not an independent scene.
Precisely. And other hotels fit this pattern too. King's Hotel is mentioned as a more affordable 3-star Victorian option.
Does it have a bar?
Yes, a dedicated bar lounge, and it also features live music performances and occasional DJ nights.
An Ultima Hotel. That was described as more serene.
Yeah, serene retreat, great affordable hotel, but it still has a well-stocked bar with a lively and inviting atmosphere.
Woody Crest Hotel had the poolside bar.
Right, classic poolside bar experience, tranquil ambiance. And Opu Valley Beach by DSK sounds quite impressive.
What do they have?
A rooftop swimming pool with stunning poolside vistas, plus a main bar and a beach bar. Lots of options there.
And Villa Bar. That sounded quite charming.
Called a hidden gem, cozy, tranquil atmosphere, part of an affordable hotel with superb views.
So these hotel venues, taken together, they offer a different layer to the evening, don't they?
Definitely. They offer convenience, maybe a feeling of security, often higher service standards noted in the reviews, and that built-in entertainment all within the hotel premises. It caters to people who prefer that kind of controlled, integrated leisure experience.
Okay, so I've got two main strands. The beachfront bars, really rooted in the natural setting and social interaction. And then the hotel bars, offering more curated all-in-one experiences, sometimes with programmed entertainment.
That sums it up well based on the sources.
Which brings us back to that crucial question you raised earlier.
Yeah.
What about traditional pubs and nightclubs? Did the sources find any?
Look, the sources are remarkably consistent on this, and quite explicit.
Okay.
Traditional standalone nightclubs, the kind you might picture in major cities, are described as largely absent or even next to no in Trincomalee.
Next to no. That's pretty clear. So the quote, "There are next to no Trincomalee nightclubs per se," that's a major takeaway from this material.
Absolutely. And user comments included in the sources seem to back this up. People note a lack of high-energy clubbing, describing the area as quieting down significantly after 8 p.m., if that's what you're looking for.
Right.
One travel guide source apparently found no content when specifically searching for nightlife in Trincomalee in that clubbing sense.
Wow. Okay. And as we discussed, the Times nightclub does appear in the sources.
It's within hotel descriptions, indicating it's an internal facility, part of the hotel's offering.
Right, it's that hotel-centric interpretation. Not a public venue you just wander into off the street for clubbing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And similarly, the idea of a distinct Western-style pub doesn't really feature as its own category in these descriptions.
So no cozy corner pubs with darts and ales.
Doesn't seem like it, based on this. The venues called bars, or maybe restaurants with bars, serve a similar function, offering drinks in a relaxed environment for socializing, but they don't appear to follow a specific pub culture tradition.
Got it. So the overall landscape, based purely on these sources, is pretty clear then. Trincomalee's strength in the evening lies in its diverse range of bars and lounges,
Yeah.
many taking full advantage of the coastal views or integrated into hotel amenities. It's just not about a vibrant, independent clubbing scene.
No, it seems much more about relaxed settings, scenic beauty, and social connection. It's a picture painted by these sources of evenings spent enjoying the atmosphere, chatting, maybe listening to some music by the water, or having drinks within the convenience of a resort.
Okay, so if you're navigating this scene, the sources offer some practical advice too, right? Like getting around after dark.
Yes, transportation is key. Tuk-tuks seem to be the primary mode, and the advice is definitely to agree on the fare before you start the ride.
Always good advice with tuk-tuks.
Absolutely. Hotel shuttles are mentioned as a safe and reliable option too, if your place offers one.
And walking.
Caution is advised if walking alone at night, especially in less populated areas. Standard travel safety awareness, really.
What about local customs or etiquette in these places?
The atmosphere is generally described as laid back and respectful. Casual clothes are fine for most beachfront spots.
And the hotels?
Maybe smart casual for some of the fancier hotel bars or restaurants within them.
And alcohol.
Available at licensed places, obviously, but public consumption outside those venues is generally discouraged. So, stick to the bars.
Good to know. Any other practical tips from the sources?
Be prepared with local currency, Sri Lankan rupees. Some smaller places might prefer cash or only accept cash.
Right.
And just be aware of closing times. Many local spots might close around midnight, maybe earlier, while some hotel bars could stay open later for guests.
Okay, useful tips. Now, based on everything we've seen in this material, how can you really maximize your evening experience in Trincomalee?
Well, a few key things stand out.
Sunsets have to be one, right? They came up so often.
Definitely. The sources repeatedly highlight sunset views as a must-do. Go to those beachfront bars or hotel bars with a view. They talk about breathtaking views and a truly magical atmosphere over the Indian Ocean. You really shouldn't miss that.
Sounds incredible. What else?
Don't miss exploring the local flavors. Try the local cocktails, maybe some Sri Lankan brews like a virek if you're adventurous. Get a taste of the region.
And the food.
Especially the fresh seafood, which is mentioned a lot, particularly at the coastal places. That seems like a key part of the experience.
And if you do want a bit more energy or social buzz,
then you should check out the venues known for live music or events. The sources mention places like the Public Services Club.
right, the local spot.
Yeah, and some hotels like Jacob Park Hotel, Trincomalee, Amaranth Bay. Checking if they have live music or themed nights could lead to a more dynamic evening, more chances to mingle.
So, okay, let's bring this all together. What does this deep dive into your sources tell us overall about Trincomalee's evening scene?
It paints a picture of a really unique blend, I think. It's where natural beauty meets these relaxed offerings. It's tranquil, yet it can be vibrant in its own way, just very distinct from a high-energy party destination.
Do you have this whole spectrum of options?
Exactly. From those super laid-back bars, literally steps from the ocean, maybe under the spells,
Oh, amazing.
to this sort of comfort and amenities you get in the more sophisticated hotel lounges, and then those local spots where you might get a more authentic cultural immersion mixing with residents.
So while you won't find that strip of standalone nightclubs you might expect elsewhere,
No.
the evening experiences described here promise something maybe more intimate, more rooted in the actual character of the place, rich with scenic beauty, good drinks, and that warm Sri Lankan hospitality everyone talks about.
Yeah, it seems it's really about embracing the local pace, finding those spots, whether it's a beach shack or a resort bar, that resonate with the kind of evening you want.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe.
Go on.
Considering how deeply Trincomalee's evening scene, based on these sources,
Yeah.
is tied to its natural environment,
Yeah.
and how it seems focused on social connection, on atmosphere, rather than just, loud music and dancing, could its approach to nightlife actually offer a different kind of blueprint?
A blueprint for what?
For evening enjoyment, one that really prioritizes place, connection, maybe a more relaxed pace, over just volume and energy.
That's interesting. It certainly seems to propose an alternative model, doesn't it? One where the environment itself is the star attraction and the entertainment is designed to complement that setting rather than overwhelm it. Definitely something to think about.